Jane Roberts reveals a life-altering secret, and once you understand this, everything changes. So prepare yourselves, my little caterpillars, because this is going to take you way beyond basic concepts of reality. Just think of a universe where your subjective perceptions actually help to determine what's actually out there. Just imagine if this tangible plane we observe is only touching the surface of one multi-dimensional plane. So hear me out. During the 1960s, a woman named Jane Roberts, for some reason, slowly began to typewrite certain messages claiming she was in contact with a ghost-like person referred to as Seth. Seth had a bold message for all of us about the nature of reality, consciousness, and even the divine. Whether you see it as a spiritual insight, scientific curiosity, or sheer intrigue, Seth's teachings give us a fresh way of looking at the world and our place within it. These ideas are best explained as we work through them, and by the end of this discussion, maybe we could pull out some lessons that might change how we all look at life. Or we'll just go down a crazy rabbit hole. Either way, it's gonna be fun! So, who is Jane Roberts and why should we care about her story? Well, Jane was an ordinary person leading an ordinary life until, out of the blue, she began experiencing trances and receiving messages from Seth. At first, Jane was taken aback, but she began to take on that position and let Seth tell her a remarkable string of realizations. Seth's messages accumulated up to a quarter of a book, and they were pretty radical. He questioned the format based on which we perceive reality and turned it to the realization that we were not mere spectators of the universe, but architects. This concept, we create our own reality, is one of Seth's central teachings. Just think about that for a second. What would it mean if your reality, the world around you, were shaped not just by actions, but by thoughts, beliefs, and intentions? It's pretty wild, right? Let's break down one of Seth's core ideas. The universe is an idea construction. Seth, who claims to be the spiritual guide of people in their afterlife, tells us that nothing really has the firmness and concreteness that we perceive. It's more like a collective dream, shaped by our shared and individual consciousness. Just imagine that reality is like a canvas, and our thoughts and beliefs are the paintbrushes. We are painting our lives, our world, and our experiences moment by moment. Now, this doesn't mean that we can just wake up tomorrow and be a millionaire. How nice would that be? I'd have like 5 boats. What it does mean is what one knows is what determines what the person can do. For instance, if you think that the world is a friendly place with a lot of chances for growth and opportunity, most likely you're going to start paying attention to more instances of people being thankful or noticing some possibilities that you might not have seen otherwise. On the other hand, in the event that you think of the world as populated with challenges and garbage bag kids, then you might find yourself focusing on all of the challenges and the bad people. So, the big lesson here is you get out of the universe what you put into it. So you want to be positive? You get something good back. You want to be a negative Nancy? Well, good luck with that. Seth's teachings go even deeper when it comes to consciousness itself. He says that consciousness isn't just something that lives in our brains. It's the core of all existence, the energy that drives everything in the universe. According to Seth, everything, every atom, every galaxy, every thought is made of this consciousness. You, me, the chair you're sitting in, the stars in the sky, the coffee I'm drinking in between paragraphs, everything is part of this same field of consciousness. This means that we're not separate from each other or from the universe. We're all interconnected parts of one vast evolving consciousness. Kind of like the Borg without all the homicide. You know, a powerful lesson here is unity. If everything is connected, it changes how we view our relationships, our communities, even our planet. But don't think too heavily about how you're related to your spouses. That could just make it weird. I will say this, all jokes aside. When you actually understand that your thoughts have real power and that every part of life is interconnected, you might start choosing to act with a bit more compassion and care. It's a gentle reminder to be mindful, not just of what we do, but also how we think and how we feel and interact with the rest of the world around us. One of Seth's most empowering ideas is that now is your place of strength. Time. We often explain in terms of 3 tenses, past, present, and future, unless you're a teacher, and there's a lot more than that, right? To this, Seth reverses. The situation happens continually at an eternal now. Now, if you're like me when I first read this and you're scratching your head wondering what the heck it all means, let me make it super simple. Everything is just seen as one single situation. It's all now. I know what you're thinking. Hey, Mr. Talking Man, why does any of this matter? Well, it's important because it makes people capable of change. That every thought and feeling that we select at this moment will spread to influence throughout all the fields of our experience. That's power. Just think of a moment when you felt a lot of resentment or you just really hated somebody and you made a decision to forgive that person or let those emotions go. That 1 second of decisiveness and thought and power is all it takes to take something that was once a great big huge burden or a transforming monster, and it just makes it easier to bear because you have the ability to put it down. So the lesson here is super easy, super clear. If the change is desired, the best time to begin is right now. Don't just sit around waiting for the world to change for you. Do the work that needs to be done inside you first, and then wait for the world to start changing around you according to what you're putting into it. You gotta be the change you want to see in the world, man. Okay, so here's where things start to get a little deep. Seth talks about a concept he calls all that is. This means that all that happens in this world, including the choices that we make in our lives, is part of this massive growing fabric of consciousness. It doesn't matter if it draws upon a book or whether someone happens to be standing there with a video camera. We're both the painter and the painting. The question as well as the answer. The chicken and the egg. There's a lot to take home from here, but one of the things to learn is to view yourself as a small component of a bigger system. Campus life, class, friends, family, spouses, in-laws, they're all a part of this vast spiritual journey that encompasses every thrill and every challenge. From this kind of view, there's a certain solace in knowing that life has a profound purpose, even if one doesn't feel that life itself is special or an adventure. I know what you're thinking. When push comes to shove, how do we translate the teaching of Seth to actual everyday life? Well, first up, focus on positive beliefs. Begin the day with the purpose of creating a belief regarding a good day. Be thankful and kind, or just simply wait on opportunities. This makes everything set the right tone, and it helps everything to be arranged appropriately. Next, embrace the present moment. Understand that your moment is your point of strength. When you let stress and worry find you and consume you, just take a deep breath. Come back to the present and manage it in the best way that you can. After that, see others as part of yourself, because the universe and all we experience arise from our awareness. So be kind to the people that you get in touch with. Visualize that you're every person as an individual segment of the global puzzle. Each of us is connected and has a role to play. And then trust in your creative power. Remember that your life is defined by your thought process and the values that you impose on yourself blindly. I believe that all beliefs, no matter how large or small, have an impact on the reality that we all live in. Finally, find the divine in everyday life. Chase amazement and success. Don't be afraid to open your eyes to what exists in the universe. And you know, it's important to realize that the universe is this vast, profound, harmonious, infinite thing that we're all a part of. So let's live for the thrill of discovery, who we are, what we are, and where we all belong, and how we can shape the world around us.